Liz. Okay, let's go. Sanmanani, welcome to another episode of the GNPS with General Engineer. Sitting across me is my next guest, all the way from all over SA.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Zinhle Zikalala. Uyaphila sisam?
I'm all good, Ninja Nina.
Siyaphila. Finally.
Finally, it's been so long.
For me, it feels like it's the first time I'm meeting you.
What do you mean?
I'm serious. Like,
No, but we went to the same high school.
yeah, I know. It's just like, you know
No,
when.
yeah, it's because we haven't seen each other in such a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
And obviously we were in different grades.
Yeah.
Like
Very different grades.
so our paths hardly
But
crossed.
social media makes it feel like we are Mars because you see them all the time on your feed. It's just like, oh, I know that
Yeah,
type
yeah.
vibe. But actually, like, yeah, it's been.
Yeah.
I think I last saw it 10 years ago,
Yeah.
if
It
not
must
more.
be 10 years ago.
Somewhere around those lines.
Yeah. I'm old, but I'm young at heart.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Otherwise, when 2021 uphethe kanjani? See, I'm trying to sing a Mrs. Zulu.
Yeah.
Because njalo isingisi.
Weekend, so English data bundle is depleted.
Okay.
But we'll do a bit of both. 2021 has been okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a very anxiety, like a up and down-ish
Yeah.
type year. I've had our highs, we've had our lows, like lows. But we're alive with possibilities.
But one would say that's good. Like that's
Yeah,
how
no,
that's how you want a balance in life.
You want a good balance, but obviously we don't like the lows because when you're at the lows, you don't ever think Uti, you are ever going to be back up again.
Mm.
So, but I mean, we're alive with possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I'm not going to complain. We're just going to be grateful.
What would you consider a low for Zinhle in 2020?
In 2021,
Yeah.
yeah, no, the thing is, with this life thing, I think career-wise, I've been like all over the show. I've been doing a lot of things and
Let me just bring this closer to you.
And a lot of the stuff that I wanted to go my way didn't necessarily go the way I would have loved them to go. I could easily dub it as a floppy lele project. Be it a side hustle, be it like umsebenzi like a 9 to 5, and and being unhappy at like a workspace. I mean, that's career wise. But empilweni like I'm fine.
Yeah.
But it's obviously kubanalezo into just like as in life is korokoro. Yeah.
And then your highs.
I've had a few of those. I think a lot of the things that I celebrated this year was a big part of my side hustles. I do a lot of things at Deleni, but there's this
Such
one. I'm in the media space, so I've got a media company. I run a magazine that I started, which is like a passion project, like my baby.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna talk
a lot
about
about that.
later.
Yeah, so I think just seeing that grow from literally nothing to like something that people, recognize as a household brand. I think it's safe to say a household brand now. And you're just like, I didn't have this like 12 months ago, and now it's just like, yeah, well, so that's one thing that I celebrate a lot. And I've made it a point that I celebrate even the smallest of things that I achieve in terms of that, because it was like a seed.
Yeah.
And seeing it grow like a plant, was oh my gosh, there was nothing like, and now it's this. And I make sure I celebrate that, because the fact that we're growing and the fact that I see growth means we're doing something and we're winning, in as much as there's a lot of failures in it as well. But we make the most of the little highs and the little wins that we get from it.
Yeah.
And from my own, like from a careers perspective, I got a new job this year that I'm very happy about, that I'm very happy at. And I've had jobs where I'm just like, this is a job, but I'm really not happy. But langi kona manje, I'm just like, yes. It's like, I love it. I'm happy, and yeah.
You say you got a magazine. Obviously, I know that it's something this didn't just come out of nowhere.
Overnight.
It comes from you having worked in that space. I want to go back to like high school. Where I missed the opportunity to know you, but again, doesn't
Here we
matter
are
now.
now.
Yeah. So, were you one of those people that wrote it Tiselki?
I wasn't, actually. I wasn't.
Wow, that's.
I wanted to.
I guess that's why it was so trashy.
It was, it was hectic. I didn't want to be a part of that
By
because
the
it
way,
was,
now for people that don't know, just to give you context, Itiselki was our school newspaper.
but it wasn't really a newspaper. It was more like a gossip
Yeah.
paper.
Gossip column.
Gossip column pela. There was no like constructive content lapana. It was just like trash talk.
Yeah.
Basically. And I think I wanted to. Like I really would have loved to be a part of it, but people are gonna come back and be like, hey, what is this? And I'm just like, no, that can miss me.
Yeah.
So I wasn't part of it.
Yeah, okay. So, but like in high school, what were your interests? Well, in school in general, from primary and right up until high school.
Because I didn't even want to be, well, not that I didn't want to be a journalist, but it wasn't like a thing. I'm going to go study journalism. I wanted to be a lawyer, funny enough. Wow.
Yeah.
And thinking about it now, it's just like so weird.
But wouldn't you say lawyer, journalism, kind of like
somewhere. I think
cross-
that's what, I think it was an easy cross for me
cross-pollinate?
when I got to varsity. It's actually no. Because I went to varsity and I registered for law, but I think in a semester, I was just like, no, when I got to collect a textbook, I'm just like, nah, it's too hectic for me. Sorry. Like, can I still change? And then I changed, and I didn't even tell my mom, because my mom was registered law.
Yeah.
And then me and I got semester in journalism, media studies. So I've always wanted to be a lawyer.
Just watch the table because
Yeah, sorry.
and then people are gonna come at me like, "Wabong, I'm telling her no tea,"
No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to
because you're a great storyteller.
I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I varsity, and then I saw the textbooks. I saw like I'm more Julie. I was just like, nah. I wanted to do something that I think really was very close to my personality, and I'm very in a pop. And people who know me will tell you.
I love how you own that.
I'm giving assaulted or like offended when you say what's papa because I know this. So I was just like, oh, law is a bit too serious for me, and I don't think it's a flourish. Imagine just saying your papa much. Excuse me, yeah. So like I wanted something a social man because I'm a very social person, and I was just like, media seems like it is. It's even though I wasn't sure because man, it's financial stability and but I was just like, rather be happy. And then I did journalism, and I did really well. I liked it, and then did it. My mom is very supportive of whatever you want to do because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to do that thing. So if it was a fundela indo and you feel like it's handy, like why do it? So she didn't mind. She didn't even make it an issue. I'm just I'm saying this is what I'm studying now. She's like, oh really? What's your like, I was like, oh okay, cool. How's it? So it wasn't an issue. She's just like, if that's what you want to do, sharp. And then I was listening to my pinda coach. What's a fundela number? I was just like, really? But she was really like, whatever you want to do. So it was chilled. So it wasn't like it's calling in days. No, my mom is very chilled.
Did you have any like influences coming up, like growing up?
Again?
Yeah, like
yes,
somebody who you looked at and
yes, I actually did. But I'm gonna mention you. There's this girl like family friend. She is a journalist by profession. Undergrad, actually did journalism, and then she did international relations in London. But she was the one person that I was just like, I like what you do, and I think I'm gonna do it because you do it so well, and I think I'll do it just as well. And I followed her career so much. I'm a career step in the beginning of my career are very similar. We went into the same grad program in Media 24. She did that as well, and it wasn't good. I'm doing it. It was just like a path. It's like where did you apply to do this? No, I just in it's fun. She did the same internship program. I did the same. We had the very similar interest, and I spoke to her a lot about like what vibe is it in magazines, what vibe is it in newspapers, because she was already in the industry. And then like I also just got to see, oh, okay, so there's like different parts of media. Journalism is not just about writing. You could do broadcast, it could be TV. And I was like, okay, cool. I like it because there's like choices. You can do like a lot of things. And I think it's because of her and her clarifying, I'm doing this because this is what I like. And then it was easy for me to say, oh, okay, mina nginje. I think I'll do a lot better. And then magazines, she was very into magazines, but also newspapers. She did a lot. Now I did a lot. But it was quite my interest to go see she's more interested in this, and then yeah. But now she's in corporate and stuff. I still look up to her as well because usebenzela manje Africa AU.
Yeah.
And she does
African
a lot of
Union.
yeah, and she does a lot of like impactful stuff, which is really like what I want to do as well. But obviously I'm doing it in a different way. But she's the one person that I was just like,
yeah.
now mind you, she's still
I'm
that
on your
person.
heels.
Like literally, I'm on your heels. Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's the one person that really inspired me to.
And like, how often do you guys communicate?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Like she's a very close family friend. So I have her on like WhatsApp basis.
So like work-wise, you run into issues. That's one of the people that you can.
No, not anymore because she's in a different space now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do have people in the industry that I found in the industry and Kulmana Boguti. Like, how do I go about this? With people who've got a lot of experience and people who I've made like really good friends with in the industry that are very open and willing to help. I'm very lucky and fortunate to have a few of those, and I think that's part of the things. Well, it's part of the thing that made my project a success because they're always open to help, to advise, to mentor, to guide. So yeah.
And how do you find out about the News 24 graduate program?
I mean, like, and being stagnant. So in versus, I was applying like crazy. Final year, everything in Gibonai.
Where did you study?
University of Free States,
Okay.
Bloom.
Okay.
So I remember a computer lab, assignment, job hunt, like everything. And then I got the job even before I graduated because I was just on top of it. That was the first time I flew to Cape Town. They flew me to Cape Town for the interview. I did like a panel of interviews like the whole day. I did You Magazine, I did Drum, I did Move Magazine, I did Women's Health, I did and so as a newspaper I had seen, but I really wasn't interested in newspapers because I was really sure lifestyle is me. I was very focused on our interviews, like our lifestyle brands. I did like a bunch of interviews one day. It was very exhausting, but very eye-opening as well. But funny enough, do you remember Andy Lesbies?
Yeah.
From my side, he was there. He came to see me because he was already in Cape Town.
He also did journalism.
No, he did IT.
Oh, okay.
But he was in Cape Town. He's a very good friend of mine. So he came to see me on the day and got to go into interview. I was like, dude, I'm so tired, but I feel like I got the job.
Yeah.
I was so sure because I was just like, this is what I want to do, and I feel like I killed it. And I wanted to do like, I wanted to do like brands like Drum and Move because those are the brands that I grew up reading and it was easy for me to relate. So I think I nailed those interviews. But funny enough, I didn't get them. I got the Women's Health gig. And it came as a shock to me because I was just like, I want Drum or Move or True Love. Yeah, well. And then I just got Women's Health, and it was also like something very different, but also very eye-opening. So yeah.
So now you at Women's Health, and what am I doing
there? Ngafika Women's Health as an intern.
Yeah.
It was a year's intern, and my intern, you do everything from coffee, getting coffee to
anything everyone doesn't want to do.
Yes, you do the legwork.
Yeah.
So I did that but I didn't do a lot of legwork. I actually got into the job like very quickly. Yeah, so there was a junior writer who helped me around. She'll show you around. And I think we're Vilab, so she like gave me a lot of things to do, yeah, and then which helped me in a way because I get to get into the grip of things very quickly. So I started writing for the magazine very early. As an intern, you usually start online, like do online stories, do a bit of social media, do a bit of admin. But because I want to be energy. They're like, oh, do this story, and so it's good, but okay, this can make it into the mag. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, but then that boosts your confidence. Like, I almost late. And then like towards the middle of the year, I had already had pages that I just to a page you do this page. Like I'm on one page, like small stuff, but big stuff for me is an intern. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm an intern and already I've got like, And then towards the end of the year, because I was very interested in beauty writing. I was doing a lot of beauty writing for online and stuff. And then I was being featured there on the beauty section. And then I was an editorial writer, still very junior. And then from there on, I think I got my niche. I was writing beauty, and then I was like low-key like a beauty assistant writer, because couldn't beauty editor, and then below the editor, then it was me. And then I did it was nice then because I got to do shoots, I got to talk to people in the beauty industry, you got to have like something of your own, like something that I could own, because I'm a beauty writer. This is what I know, this is what I'm interested in, this is what I like. Yeah, well. And then I started growing from there. And then from there on, I was a journalist, like a writer in J. And then I did like different beats in the mag. And I think I was in the with the Women's Health for like 2.5 years before I moved into TV.
And I think that's when I reconnected with you, because I entered the men's health competition.
And I told you about it, or was it 111?
No, I'd already applied. I think you picked up when I made it to the...
No, but I'd already picked up because
you picked up on my Facebook from me saying, people, please help me vote.
And I was like, no, I know this one. Because I wasn't too involved with you guys, because you guys were men's health. In as much as we do a lot of things together, it's like content it's literally, but I don't have any influence. But I was just like, I'm rooting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, that was the most tedious thing I've ever done.
No, but it was fun, don't you think?
It's too much.
I loved it.
you know, I hate canvassing, going around asking for people to vote. It's just like getting people to subscribe to this podcast.
But they should. This podcast.
Yeah, I do that, but it's just, it takes a lot from me.
No, but I know, I get it. But I mean, sometimes you need to put yourself out there if you need, and especially because now we've got social media, it's made it so much easier. So it's just like, hi guys, this is what I'm doing. Like, highlight your boy.
Right. You're done with women's health. You move into TV.
Yeah, so it's TV.
How does that come about?
I think, I got to a point with magazine where I'm just like, I've done writing. What's there to media? What's more to media? I mean, it's the same thing over and over again. And I've always, when I went into media, I didn't want to write because you get kataza and you get like writer's block and you get frustrated. I wanted to be in radio because
yeah.
But I talk fast, so people are just like, maybe that's not gonna work. But I still want to do radio.
Yeah, you can do podcasting.
I can, but I've got so much going on right now.
Yeah, you do.
I'd mess it up badly.
But
so,
you could never have enough.
True.
If you think you can, you can.
You probably can.
Yeah.
So, and then I really got bored.
Yeah.
I really got bored, and I was like, let me try something else. So I started applying for like TV gigs. And then I got this gig at Oguhle Media. They're a production company. They do Hectic 99, Hectic Country, Showville, Ultimate Prime Master. I've got quite a few shows, and I worked on quite a few. And then I also did marketing for them, because I was a content producer, not for a specific show, but for the company. So I got to work with all the brands. Like when the campaign it is a Hectic 99, I was part of that. So if they've got a campaign, a Hectic Country, like Gabo, and Showville as well. Showville I was heavily part of, the Ultimate Prime Master, and then those other ones. And then we also did ads for like companies or Woolworths and all that stuff. But it was, I think when I got into TV, I got to eLive, and eLive was very hectic. It's
live amp?
No, like live.
You mean live TV?
Live TV. Yeah. It's deadline manch, and if you screw things up, man, it's screwed up, and everybody sees it. It's too much pressure for me. I was just like, nah. It's fun, but no, and I don't think I was a TV person in general.
Yeah.
Like it was too much for me, man. I was just like, and you have to do it again tomorrow. But obviously you pre-plan. There's just like a lot at stake with live TV. You would see a floor pala Everybody sees it. And then
And now we have social media.
and now you have social media, cancel culture, like there's a lot of things. I was just like, nah, it's too much for me. I was on a contract, so yeah, that was 2019. And then Kantivele about 2020 is going to be COVID. And then they didn't renew our contracts because that's month to month after that.
So you actually lost a job.
Yeah. I actually lost a job before COVID.
Okay.
But Sasabangena go month to month, and then after getting COVID, and then they were just like, it should be like guys. And then I was unemployed, like for a good 10 months.
So
After that,
and how do you survive the 10 months?
it was hectic. It was bad. It was bad. Like I was lucky going into depression.
Like what's the worst thing that happened to you?
Like it's not something like physically. It's in the mind. It can you swear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it fucks up your mind. Like, hectic. After you've been working, that's another thing. Also, just not doing anything vuga. And you're just like, I'm job hunting. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, frustrates a lot, and you get to a point where...
Rent.
No, I went back home. Like, nah.
So you literally had to move out of your place and
I left Cape Town. I came back home.
furniture, when's it done?
It's furniture I left in Cape Town. I put it in storage. And it was so hectic. And I was just like, I wanted to, because I don't want to also take it back home, because what if I get a job back in Cape Town? Because I'm applying. So it was just like, let me put it in storage and then suss out the situation. And when you think because you've got experience, you're shy sponsor, and you're blind, you're going to get a job. Unemployment will humble you. You'll find yourself applying by receptionist. Like, as in content creation. But you get to a point where you're just like, as in, life. Life is dealing with me. And then, I was unemployed. Luckily, I was chilling with my sister. My sister was very cool. And you don't feel unemployed now because it's all vibes, okay? It's all vibes. So staying with my sister, like or like I can't now buy like basic stuff. No, it was just I'm not doing anything with myself. And then also because it's COVID, like you can't get gigs as a freelancer. Like people in jail, and then that's where actually I birthed Sibizi Mag. It was during that time, because I think I lost my job in September. I think I lost my job. What was September in? I think it was September. I lost my job in September, October, November, December, Jan.
Yeah.
I started thinking about it in December, because already 3 months now, I'm going to go crazy. Like, I need to do something. Like, something that I know I can do. Yeah, but also normally.
So, like,
literally.
Having from being able to wake up every single day, go to work, come back, and wait for the next day.
To nothing. To chill. I mean, the first 3 months were vibe. Well, the first 2 months, I think, were... Because I chilled, type vibe. But then 3 months hits and you're just like, nah, that's getting real. Like, what am I doing with my life? Obviously, you apply, and it's all good and stuff, but you're still not doing anything.
Yeah.
We have basically want. Bayabuya emsebenzini, you that girl,
Yeah.
and from also go from independence, I got this. So somebody's like, oh, how was work, guys? It's just for me. It's just like unemployment is messed up. And then because I didn't want my job to apply limits, because that's also depressing in itself. And then like, let me do something. We'll see if I get an interview. Maybe what have you been doing in this time? At least guys, this is what I've been doing. I mean, I do have a media company, but also I wasn't getting gigs because people were just down and out.
Events.
And then
everything is out.
Everything is out. See, like
your work relies on people
social
coming
media
together.
is literally dealing with COVID. So in the work promos or anything, people are just like, let's suss out the situation. Yeah. So literally nothing was coming in. And then I started
you know how you would have known you hit the pit?
How?
If you started a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Oh no, but also the thing is with me, when I do something, I'm gonna
yeah.
I want to do it proper. And like things like YouTube channel, I wasn't going to execute it nicely because I'm going to have to do the editing myself and I'm going to edit a grand. I mean, I could do like basic stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm going to find content basic because of the sake of just putting it out there.
Have you seen content on YouTube?
I have, and I don't want to be that person. So, I don't want to be that person.
You know, like sometimes I see videos. Even if I book, and I'm like,
there's a lot of those.
But still, people choose to watch that over something like this. Where you go an extra mile to put in effort to make it look good.
Which is so odd for me. Which is very odd for me. I want to buy something deep tires. Yeah, but no, I don't want to do that. As long as you feel and I won't feel like it's just like, yes, actually, just no. But also, generally, I don't like being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I like being behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's so. But that's how the magazine was birthed. I started thinking about it in December.
And so, where do you start? Like, because you're broke, you're at home.
So that's the thing. I'm just like, I'm going to have to make do with what I have. I'm getting a laptop, Wi-Fi, so what can I do with that? I can write, like I can literally put content together. And I think the first 3 issues, we designed it ourselves. Like, see, it was like, if you go back, you'll
when
see the
you
first.
say ourselves, you and who?
Me and my business partner, Ubandile.
How does he come into the picture?
So, Sibizi Media was formed like Dala, 2017. So always had
Can you say it?
Sibizi. Yeah, it's like very busy.
Busy. That's why I was so scared to say.
What do you think it was?
Because I just read it directly as it's rated. Like,
what is it?
Sibizi.
Oh yeah, no, guys, English everything. Sibizi.
It's Sibizi Magazine.
Yeah, so Sibizi actually comes from. It was like we're busy, like we're like a busy brand, we're trying to be creative and stuff. But initially, when we started the company, it was me and 2 other friends, Siabonga, Nobandile, and myself. So we took the first letters of our names, Siabonga S, B, Bandile, Z for Zinhle. Initially, it was supposed to be SBZ.
Yeah,
I was like, come on, let's be CPZ. And then that's how CPZ came along. But it also made sense with all our other projects that came after that because we're busy, it kind of like spoke to everything that we're doing. We're not sitting, we're busy, we're doing something. Now, it was more like a promotion thing. We're busy, be busy. We'll do something. Because we're all about entrepreneurship, we're promoting ownership, like do something, guys. Side hustle, do some, be busy. I'm not doing anything. Like, come on, do something. Have something. And then that's how the name came about. So we've always had like digital marketing agency because Ubandile is blind with strategy, like business side of the business. I'm very good with creative. Usiabonga, he's very good with visuals. He was in the SAPC, so like shooter nje is his thing, so that's what he does. And that's what we used to do back then, like create, like sexual strategy, tell you how to do it, and if you want, we execute it for you, like my ads, my promos, that's what we did a lot. And then we did like script writing, copywriting, because we had different skills, and then it all complemented the business. So that's how ECPZ started, the 3 of us. Usabonga got really busy with like work stuff, and then he kind of like jumped off, and then it was Bandile and myself. So we do ECPZ now, like social media, content creation, content management, that we can do now. And then he's my business partner. So I started the mag with him, the first 3, but like I was very heavy on the writing because I had the time, very heavy on the writing, and then he'd help out. Like he's also very good with like OPEC end or websites. That's his forte. And then so I'd be just like, okay, dude, I've got e-content here. I'll design it out on like the free design what that you find online.
The online tools.
We'll just make it work.
Yeah.
And then we made it work. We wrote the story, did the interviews, because those things you don't need to pay for. Like things like approach Musa, I want to do a story on you. I'm gonna send you questions. Do you want us to do like a Zoom call? Do you want to? It was like basic stuff like that. And then we started did the first
it
issue.
still keeps your skill sharp.
It
Like
still
it's
keeps
like
my-
it's still you're still
I'm
in
still
practice.
employed, just not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
So I did that. I was just like, yeah, well, the first 3 issues are not great, but also it was like more trial.
What do you mean they're not great?
I mean, compared to
I,
where we are now.
I thought no. For
The-
me, it's like I thought you guys have never missed a ball. Like from the word go.
No, I mean, when I did the first one, I was just like, shit, I see bulele. But it's with the growth. If I compare like the latest issue now
Yeah.
to the very first one, I should say, even you can see.
Yeah,
Like,
obviously,
it's very apparent.
obviously now you got Miss Universe in front, on the front
Yeah.
cover.
No, so
It's a
I
different
how
thing.
much?
You know, can I compliment you for something? Like, I appreciate what you. Now that I even know that you started this from when you were like ground
pits.
zero, like in the pits, and you knew this wasn't gonna bring you any money, so it wasn't going to remedy your situation financially, but you still stuck to it. I appreciate that, because it takes a lot.
Also because if you're not doing, if you're not you think of your situation, and that's when you fall into depression. That's when that's when you get fucked up. That's when you give up. In life. And that's a very dangerous place to be. And I've never been, but I've been close to. So I know, Mangiti, I don't want to be in that space. That's why I decided to, let me rather focus all my time on something constructive. Something about let me do something that I could do for free, and this was it. So it's very important to we are distracted with something.
And how, like a kaya, but I mean, when because I know the families that we come from, we come from families of not having a lot of things, so we celebrate everything.
Yeah. So I think I'm the black sheep. I'm very misunderstood. Not Gabi.
Yeah.
They're very supportive of everything. Even when I started the magazine, I was going to see one. He say, "Tenga, what must we do? Like, how can we support you?" They very like support. No, even though they don't understand. Basically,
I'll do the rest.
yeah. Well, but they're very supportive. Like, they'll share my cover. They'll share the links. They there. Even though they don't understand, it's like what it takes for me to actually produce this magazine. Like, and I think it's because also like our parents are not as digitally savvy as we are, so it's also like when I was a content producer, I never used to know how to explain that to my mom. It's always very tricky because they've got technical questions and you think and you never find the right words to like explain it. But when it comes to support, what do you need? Like link. Like they there, even though they don't understand. And I'm always so impressed with, especially Gogo. She'd be like, "Mama magazine loan." She doesn't know what that is, but she'll just say, "Mama magazine. When's my magazine?" Then it's level into my phone in. When's I look? But she'll preach the. If it's something that needs the word to be out there, it will be out there.
Yeah.
She was like push agenda. So like when it comes to support, angileki, even though it's not bringing in money, but just seeing them, what's it? This time WhatsApp story. Like when it comes to covers and stuff like that, like they really do the bits that they can, even though they don't understand it. I mean, obviously it's but it's even if but they don't really get it. Would say no, we're content creating. There's always like questions around it, and it's just like so that when I used to tell somebody else and flex, what do I say? But Shemaka, they've been amazing.
And I saw there's also space for advertising.
Yes.
I want to find out, there's there's a question you can answer
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Would
yeah.
see how much it is to advertise
So
on the magazine.
with print, it's very straightforward because
Okay.
print it's very expensive because one, you're printing it out, two, you're printing out on color, three, military designer. So there's a lot that goes into it, and also basically ukuthi it distributes kubantu abangakanani reach yayo. But come see in the magazine, ngotliwe. Yini? Oh, that's going to distract me. But sabokuthi ifunda abantu abangaki
Yeah,
basically magazine. So that all factors into a price, the print. So
Yeah.
that's very expensive. So when it comes to digital, because you can't charge in the way printing, it's literally just ukuthi site
The
designer
design.
and magazine, for example,
And
ifunda
obviously the hosting.
the hosting,
on the website.
the website, ifunda abantu abangaki, the reach, it reaches like 15K people a month.
How do you guys monitor your reach?
So right now we
I'm
monitor.
sorry to deviate from that.
No, it's fine. We monitor.
We'll come back to the
It's fine. We monitor in Google Analytics, and then any panel something. Bandile knows these things. I don't, but I know how to check it. I think see or stats.
Yeah.
Yes, when it's all stats ne Google Analytics for now, but we're trying to get into ABC because those are the trusted ones.
Yeah. Because I know Google may.
Yeah, that's the thing with Google, which is very hectic because it's not money. Like, we're still not making that much money. In fact, we're not making a lot of money at all. It's the one trusted monitoring site, company in the industry is ABC. Maragabi is to get in there, and if we don't have advertisers to pay for that, then we can't be on that. Yeah, but so now we've just been trying to get enough ads to get onto ABC because then it's going to be easier to sell your ad space because we have the numbers you give are going to be accurate.
Yeah.
So, I think that's also been the reason why it's been very hard for us to get like ads from big brands and stuff. Because not that they're not keen, they love the magazine, they love the quality, but they want to see ROI. So if I give them a Google Analytics, it's just like this looks good, but it can always be made altered and stuff. And that's a very fair thing because you can't do that. And then it's also just a matter of get into ABC, and that's what we've been working to get into ABC manje to monitor and track our numbers.
Like I know print media is basically, is it safe to say it's dead? It's dying a long, slow death.
It's been long coming though.
Yeah.
It's been long coming, and with the fourth industrial revolution coming, or isifikile, but I think there's going to come a point where it's just like...
I mean, most of the stuff at News 24...
online.
It's online. Like, you need to subscribe.
You need to subscribe for
to
everything.
Read an article.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's definitely the route that everybody's taking now. Yeah.
Like how like when you came up with Sibizi, I know we were basically like in the twilight of it, of the crashing of the media business. What was your outlook in terms of bringing revenue? Since now,
it was ads. I still counted on ads, and I actually took it for granted. It's going to be this hard to get them because I come from a brand where Uktolama ads was just like brands came begging to us, and then in my case it was the reverse. I had to go beg brands to come through, and I also think it's because we're so disadvantaged because it's also your skin also iyabala. Like you get judged with what do you know. Also, it's a new brand new, so you still have to build credibility. Still create you need to,
When did you start this?
And then
10 months ago. Okay.
What are your numbers? And it's just like I'm new, and it's content here. It's also like because brands also like content to be aligned with theirs somehow, so that you're speaking to the same people. And in as much as we speak to the same people, but I feel like sometimes we speak ngendlela, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. Usmangpala write as Uzinhle, because women's health, I didn't write as Uzinhle. I was Zinkler. I had to have, and I hate saying this, but it's true. I had to have ukuba umlungu kancane at the back of my mind so that my copy is approved to be on the mag. Because when it's too black, this might not necessarily appeal.
So basically, you were censored.
Not necessarily.
You had to self-censor yourself.
Yeah, if you want your content published, you have to write according to a brand. And I mean, I worked with Abelungu Lapan. I was literally two of like, I think it was a team of 12. That's about 2 people. So you can already see the culture. We see kukhulunywa language lana, and you know, it's just like sometimes one would see article is because this is what I said, you know, and you'd see that line and we change it and then it's approved all of a sudden. And that for me was just like, but that's not cool. Like for example, I was writing a beauty, like I said, and we'll talk about some people would say, so if you get red spots on your face, like no, we black, we don't get red spots. So I can't, I'm lying, then who am I writing to? Then it continues to an audience, a certain, and then it was just like those little battles that you found, and it's just like,
you know, like it's, like, I used to read E-Tram, but I used to just browse through EU magazine. And obviously, from EU, from the front page, you can tell what's
this is the target audience. Yeah.
With the drum, sometimes most of the times you'll see a black face, and you think that this is naturally directed, but then you see it's like nah, man, it's the same thing.
It is definitely the same thing.
It's the same, literally the same thing. You just change the faces
here and there, but yeah, fine, because EU drum is very similar. It's just that it's like it's because it's the same age group, middle class. What's abamhlophe. It's the same age group, middle class. So a content lab is going to be, they're going to try and make it relatable to you as a black person, and is going to be try more relatable to umlungu, because our numbers athi youth ngabelungu and it's business sense for them, so we're not going to create content laba bangayifuni, so, and I think, and that's another thing women's health, but I was just
like how important is it, like, to have such things like magazines? Like when I was in primary schools, like I remember girls used to cut out pictures of celebs in magazines and the articles and and they read everything. So like how important it is for like a young black girl growing up in South Africa to have a magazine that represents who she is, like in a natural essence.
I think it's still important for me. There's a lot of things that have diluted, the impact of magazines, like social media and things that happen in and around social media. It's just made it not as, because Dala, if you are mentioned in a mag, it was a big deal with Pumewe magazine. But now it's just like if you're tagged by a brand on their on the Instagram page, that's like a win. And I think that kind of tinted power of of being in a magazine. But for me, it's still like it's still a big deal. Yeah, but the fact that you recognize and somebody takes time to write about you or mention you, or like, and because also putting a magazine together is a lot of work and effort. Yeah. Whereas social media, it's just a matter of shoot and post with a lousy caption and that's it. And it's just like yeah. But with the magazine, it's like well thought of, like there's a reason why we're putting you there, like because it's gonna drive some sort of impact somehow. So for me, it's still very important because it's influential, and not just influence, but influence. It's inspirational. Because let me talk about Sibizi, because Sibizi is very inspirational, motivational, trying to push you to, to be great. And we do that by telling other people's story that Nabu started from nothing to something, because that's all we're about. We like come through, be an entrepreneur, like give you tips on how to navigate being an entrepreneur and having a 9 to 5, because say everybody's now got a side hustle. So we just like lababangenayo, and it's as good, salaries are never enough. You can do this and get a bit of money, and like you can upskill yourself, you can empower yourself, you can be better, and you can be better not just for you but for somebody else. And I think the storytelling that we tell, and because also we're telling it in our voices and we're telling it to people we know and relate to, it's very important, because then you feel like you're not alone. Can
I also give you another, applaud for something that you guys do on Sibizi. I like the cover of the couple.
Ulindono for I.
Yes. And you know why? Because in our times, we live in a time where, that's bastardized. Like, nobody wants to celebrate love. Nobody wants to promote especially black love.
Yeah.
Like,
Conceal.
Prince Banbani, Sababona Bashata, the things get televised and it's everywhere. But like within us, the black community, because those are the things that we need to see. We need to see more black couples, who stay together, who work together.
Who are building together.
You know?
And so, yeah, it's very rare now, hey.
Yeah.
Because now, hectic, I'm Jolene. Go wish like so now it's like a trend now, and it's so sad to see it. People don't take Umjodo seriously because I'm from Umjodo, like being in relationships like I'm losing the word now, but a wholesome relationship. So now I think it's just like tap and bounce type vibes. And just for my vibes for vacations, Instagram pictures.
Moments.
We're not there to win it. And it's just like we're never gonna get it right. Because I was seeing a meme the other day. It was each generation is being now like because so like it's literally like we're going into another era, and it's going to be very interesting to see it unfold.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
It's really not looking good.
So tell me, how do you hook up Umashudu
as a cover?
Yeah.
So he wasn't singing to she was in Cape Town with Itemiake, and I met in a PR person.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'd love to have her on the cover. This is what we do. This is what we're about. So I showed her the mag, and then I'm telling her, this is how we'd cover her. We having because our issues are all themed. So we try to focus on a specific theme each month. And with Themiake was educational, and she had recently written a kid's book. And then also she's all about education. What is this thing? Like, isn't there a support side? Like, like the influence she's trying to... Also, Zibina was more like for women, empowerment and stuff. She was for like education. She was very education orientated somehow. And then I was like, and I read an article, that's what she supports and whatnot. And I was like, it'd be good to have somebody like that on the cover. And we don't usually do celebrities on the cover. If
yeah, because I was like, okay, that's a huge step up.
It's not. I wouldn't even call it a step up. Yeah, but
in terms of like,
our covers, and it's very deliberate. It's not some celebrities because we're not celebrity orientated. We are for the people. Like, we're telling real stories of real people. Yeah. So us having a celebrity every month on the cover is a bit far-fetched because some people never see them. I'm never going to be a celebrity. Like, the pattern you choose is not going to put me there. So angeka ibone on the cover of the magazine. But umuntu osebenzayo, like an entrepreneur who's winning, like who's doing the most, and people now I want them to imagine themselves and see themselves on the cover of our magazine because it's a brand, and it's not a brand you go. Flex. I mean, I want you to flex if I read your story and you say, damn, I can do it too. I'm a celebrity is a bit far-fetched because if you're not singing, give me piano, if you're not,
I also enjoyed the article Lalela.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I loved her as well. We did a short. Actually, I spoke to...
Was that still within the theme? Because
that was still... So we tried tie it with a content producer so that it kind of gels in together. So that in as much as we... Because we were also supposed to get Ubasi, but then she got back to us a bit late. She was very keen, because I wanted to do like... Because now we have Istori Sashudu, and then I wanted to tie it to Eska Lalela because she had recently won Miss South Africa. But funny enough, we actually interviewed her before a winner. But I was just like, let's tell a story. And then I wanted to have Ubasi as well. And then just kind of tell like the differences in each generation and what they all stand for. Because I also think in South Africa is a bit understood. They don't understand it's not just about Bahle and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're also like smart, and this is what they're for, this is what they're pushing. And it's also normal people who come from nothing and then they do something of themselves.
And to hear like the stories, Lalela, how she was bullied.
How she was bullied and stuff.
In
it's very
in high school.
relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people can relate that. To that. Look at where she is.
Look where she is now.
And how she speaks about what she learned from that situation.
And I think also it's kind of healing for Omunyu who's like, as in, I can also move past this. Let me just, it's just like it takes, obviously it differs with each person, but if you're just like, I'm not alone, actually. Now, if you haven't dealt with it already, I actually can deal with it and move past it and then reach other great things and then not necessarily forget, because you're never going to forget in Teranjal, but it somehow makes you a bit stronger, and it went for yourself. So I think telling stories like that for me is really important.
Is it intentional, or I would say you're KZN based?
It's very not intentional. And
it organically happened.
I think it's because people in my radar.
Yeah.
It's very and I've been called out for this like quite a few times.
Yeah.
I've been called out for this, guys. I think it's people in my radar.
Yeah.
And because the team, like the writers, the designers, they're all Durban based. So when we come up with like our meetings, like content planning meetings, it's always like, I know this person did you see this? Because people in our radar. So it's very KZN based, but Sibizi is really not KZN based. It's like it's South Africa.
National.
It's just that this content comes a bit easier to us. And I think we've spoken about this with the team. Let's actually just put ourselves in that space. See be uncomfortable and actually do research in other provinces as well, and try feature covers. And
also that adds to those of us who say we want like stories from other places. Then let's support and promote the magazine and get the right numbers, so we can sell the advertising space on the magazine. And that's how you guys get revenue to get to those interviews.
But because also because a magazine is really not making much money. In fact, it's not making a lot of money at all. It's like really making close to nothing. And then a lot of it comes from my pocket. So I'm literally funding the mag and stuff. And some is funded by a project that we get as a Sibizi Media. So we actually got 2 magazines with Sibizi Media. We've got a known magazine, which is very business orientated. It's like for an older audience. It's very serious. It's also very proper.
You also writing?
No, so that's Mobandile.
Okay.
That's Mobandile. I help out here and there, but he's the editor of that. It's very masculine. It's like, how there's a Destiny and then there's Destiny Man.
Yeah.
So this is like maybe the Destiny Man of ECPs, but it's called Known Magazine. It's also very businessy. But if you like into like corporate stuff, or like using just a game, like billionaires of South Africa. And then because also we think it's very important to we speak to people, asebe hambile the roots, and then they tell their story. So that because we're all about the upcoming entrepreneurs, so that like these are the people you should be acquainting yourselves to, these are the people you should be following, and so that's another part of the magazine. What was the question again? Oh no, it was like are we KZN based?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
no, Shem, we're not supposed to be KZN based. And Shem, we've recognized we're a bit very
I'm not complaining. Obviously,
no, we've had people complain.
Wherever KZN shines the most, XA.
But Shem, I'm also very grateful for KZN because we've been nominated for KZN Youth Business Award, and it's actually people from KZN who are recognizing and acknowledging Guti. I think it's also because we feature a lot of them. So, but we are trying by all means, which is fire all the provinces.
But I feel like it's good for all of us that you guys are already making the mark within KZN, because KZN asinazi indeni. Thina nje into esinayo sinesolezo enelanga.
Yeah, true.
And then we have East Coast Radio. And then
Like, because no cause, yeah, because
of course, we share it with everyone else.
True.
You know,
Yeah.
so is it really ours?
Yeah. And it's funny enough, we would say, when we check our numbers, like, we get a lot of reach from Joburg. Like, I feel like we have got a lot of people
Obviously,
from KZN.
that's where we want to go, because that's where
Yeah.
the money is.
Yeah, also, like, there's a lot of people from KZN in Joburg. Yeah, well, because even Nala Besba feature, they're actually in Joburg, we would say they from here. But Joburg, yeah, support. But when you keep on the meg, like, Joburg is there in terms of numbers, because we have that tracking thing. I show you, see, in Joburg, these are the number of people that are actually reading right now and whatnot. And Joburg, Pretoria.
Yeah, shout out to Joburg.
Shout
That's
out.
where we want to be, because I
Yeah.
think that's where the money is.
True.
So, like, right now, where we're sitting at, I take it, Uti, you've accepted it. This is a permanent thing. It's no longer just something
That's
that...
the thing, though. That's because when I started, I was just like, oh, it's for me. It's for now. I have to keep me busy. But now, because it's not just about, because in Katsing Gala, it was a one-man show. Well, two-man show. Mina no bandile.
So you write all the articles on the
No,
magazine?
not anymore. Wow. What? No.
So first are those the first three?
Like at
where you
Kaleni, it
wrote?
was, I did like a lot. I did almost everything. I did like food, beauty, lifestyle, fashion. Like, I'm going to give you one mention. I did everything.
That's you're not just you're like...
Like, I did, because I didn't also want to bring people in. I was just like, that is just, because I wouldn't want to do something. No.
Mina, listen, if it's something that's, shows good promise,
You want to be a part of it.
yeah.
Yeah, true, but like,
Obviously,
It's hard though to-
obviously we'll discuss remuneration
later,
along,
must say great.
along the, because like, I mean, you have a great magazine. You've already started, and it shows promise. So just because you can't pay me now doesn't mean you can't pay me forever.
True. And and I have a lot of people like that in my team who would see, like, abanyang bako Kelly, because they literally, like, they're there because they see the vision and they want to be a part of it. Abanyang, I have to pay them, like, because I have to pay them. Yeah, bo. Yeah, so I've got, like, we're a team of what? 7 now. 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's quite we make so like I think we're 8. And then, like, it literally went from 1 to 8. Yeah, but and then now we can go to you when are you the beauty person. Yeah, but now it's just like shared. It's okay, cool. Deadline, design. Yeah, but now it's like really like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
See, I humble lunch.
But that's important, because I mean that's what people need to learn. We need to learn how to work together.
True, and then that's when I realized, Guti,
About
it's not
Ram
just a
when
hobby anymore. I
didn't
can't
just-
wake up and say, "Angsafun," because it's really not about me anymore. It's just like a team thing now. Just because I feel Guti is a sharp move, and then we'll find somebody else in the team to step up and.
But this is your baby.
I would
This
never.
thing
I would.
literally came out of your mind.
I would never leave it. I would never. But you get some months where you just like, yeah, no, ingvovile. And also it's just like so hard because I'm you ngifuna interviewer uyang delays we'll do it tomorrow I'm so busy because people still take us as like a pikinini brand nje abangayenza whatever ngayo, and to us it's serious. It's like it's a job. Like,
we've got deadlines.
don't toy with our feelings like that. We can't, and it's so hectic when we have a cover who does that to us. We see how to do. I've had some where we've shot and I shoot mal. We find photographers, we pay them, and then and then he just doesn't want to do the interview. Or I'm like, and you're just like, do you understand what goes into this? Do you understand? Dude, this thing it's real.
Do
like
it the other way around. Get the interview, then do the shoot.
Sometimes it can't. Ideally, that's what we'd like, but ngesikhathi ukuthi mhlawumbe i-photographer siyibhukile that yabo it can work busy yabona ukuthi mhlawumbe i-schedule sakhe because we have to be considerate of all of those things.
There's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, so we just have to find like a common ground. Okay, cool, free in. Okay, can we do the shoot then? At least the interview questions at least if do you want to do it via email or do you want to Zoom it. Yabo at no email. okay, I'm a question, I'm answers by Friday so that I can do the story over the weekend, and Monday I submit. Wednesday I doing a design because I need to send it to, like, it's a whole actually good to no, it still needs to go to design. Design things design you know, and people don't get that because they think it's just like siyazenzela laphana ku-Microsoft Word that design. Nah, it's a whole chain. So manje deadline I expect to, you know, to respect me like that. But I think it's also just like street cred.
Yeah.
Because people who didn't take us seriously then are like, actually, do you still want to do that interview? Nah.
They're now calling back.
They're not calling back like, no, sok gel. Now we flexing. Now we'll call you, you know. And we got a lot of those.
But I think that's how it is. Like,
true.
I think Tina abantu abamnyama, we fail to recognize value until
somebody else
places.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, well, so we had a lot of those, especially with the covers. Yeah, well, even like I'm celebrities, like, you know, people that's just we are push as almost. And I approach you, but and then you think I'm doing you like a favor to me. And I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to promote you and your brand, like, because cookies ideally our covers are paid for. But we're just like, no, we want to focus on this topic, and we think almost is literally the best candidate to be on the cover.
See, there's something that people don't know. I would say, like, literally, like
I'm doing you a big favor here, like,
you know.
And then, but also you can't be like that because you're just like, oh no, it's fine if you know you don't have time. Like, we appreciate you speaking to us, siyabonga, but thanks. And then, so I've had a few of those, but you know, siyabonga ngesikwazi, and then later on come. And you're just like, you have to pay now. Yeah, well,
but I feel like you're at a point where, I don't think anyone is gonna be ghosting you.
No, not yet.
Anytime soon.
Not yet.
No, I'm serious. Pella, listen to me. Listen.
Okay, tell me.
Mina, okay. I based it from this thing.
Yeah.
Mina, most of the people that I talk to here, the one common question people ask, where do you find them?
Yeah, no. On social media, right?
Yeah.
Where do you find them, Belle?
The internet.
Yeah.
The internet. So basically what I'm trying to say is people, like those people, like I've accepted with some people are like that. They wait for something. Something. And so so for me it's like this. It's either you're on board now or you'll come on board later. But just know, the pecking order is different.
The terms are not going to be the same. Yeah, true.
You might be a star player now, but when you decline the opportunity, when you come back later,
it's a benching.
Yeah. Any benching neck you.
Gonna get benching. Yeah, but it's growth, man, and it's very beautiful to see. Because also, I can't expect to have just wins, and then it's not going to be exciting.
But it's also going to add value to the people like who are not celebrities, but they also people that require a platform.
Because that's really what we're about. So we're just shining the lights on people who deserve the light. If you feel like if someone was we are push, you're doing the most, and you deserve and you align the theme of that month, we are there with you. Sometimes because there's only so much of us, and sometimes it's bony, but sometimes people do come to us, then they tell us their story, like, oh my god, that's such a good story, like we'll definitely run with it. And we're not gonna lie to it, we'll run with it. I align brand and it would be ingenuous of us if these are our values, this is what we stand for, and all that stuff. I think it's also very important to be honest. Because I had that. So if we can, this is the angle we would go for. And then but sometimes it just doesn't work with them, and it's just like askies. Like sometimes it's like that. Like, sorry.
What are the plans for the future, near and far?
For me or for the magazine?
For you and the magazine.
My plans are the magazine. That's for me.
What are the plans for the magazine?
I just want to see, like, as we see when I started the mag. In fact, when I started seeing it's actually a thing, and we can actually, I think it was like 6 issues in. Because I also just wanted to check, see how consistent can I be, because I was like, but like I felt so in love with it, and I was like, actually, I'll do it. Yeah, well. And also, I think at that time, Ngasengina went on board as well, who were like working with me, so I couldn't just like dump them like that. So, and I'm if we do like 1 year consecutively clean, I suppose it's popular. And now we're on our second year now, and it's not as big as I thought it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so now it's just like now really like because now I have a whole team. So my focus now is literally on sales, on monetizing it. Let's make money because we haven't been making money in the past 2 years. We've been consistent. I feel like we've done our fair share of gaining our street cred. So it's a nyasaz man. Since we are around. So now it's just pushing to make it worthwhile for Wongomundo to me because like I said, like I pay for some, but they're just doing it because they see the brand, they believe in the vision, they're there. So now I have to make it worthwhile for them as well. I mean, E-Magazine actually has done it's not like I'm bragging or anything, but in as much as they get experience. So on their CVs, and I get a lot of who have gotten jobs in the media industry, you know, and Bangfaga as their reference. And I think it, and we'd also do like, I'm a varsity kids. I'm expecting that
the experiential
experience we do that as well, and it helps them as well. And I'm not. It's because some people might think no, we actually see in the field, and when they come to the show, they can't like they're there. Obviously, we're not that type of brand. We're out chasing stories.
Yeah.
It's usually very lifestyle because it's a magazine, but they actual journalists like. We have my contracts. It's very business as usual.
Serious.
So in as much as but they gaining experience, and like I said, if you're gonna write for me, you're gonna have to produce good quality. Otherwise, it's not going into my mag. I'm sorry. And they understand that, and I like the fact like this is the deal. This is the content I produce on we big brand no manga yipi. And then like it's for them, they must understand if I'm taking this seriously and you want to be a part of this, you have to take it just as serious. And I'm so grateful for my team because they are like that. Like it's go big or go home type vibe. Like I'm very confident in our content. If you read our magazine and you feel like I'm talking shit, I'm funny.
Straight up.
Like call me. Ile number 074. So yeah, I think we're doing like this is so cool. I'm very hopeful and the direction that we're taking. And I think brands are also recognizing us much because the fact that we get brands approaching us for like certain things, that means okay, now we're visible, we're there. Well, not there, but for a small brand that from literally nothing and like we've done a good job. And yeah, obviously I don't do it alone, but teamwork makes the dream work.
The final question. My headquarters is Sibizi over here.
In Durban.
Okay, so thank
Definitely
you.
in Durban.
You heard it here first. Thank you to Zinhle for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
And blessing our space. Where can people find you? Where can people find the magazine? Whatever else you want to share with our audience. To that camera.
So, a magazine, obviously, guys, please share it. Be there. So, we're on social media. We're on Instagram as Sibizi_magazine. And then we Sibizi Magazine on Facebook. And then on Twitter, we Sibizi_mag. And then I am Sibizi Zikalala everywhere. Okay, no, actually, Sibizi Zikalala on Instagram. Sibizi Zikalala on Facebook. And then on Twitter, I'm Uzich with that double E. ZITCHEE. That's me on Instagram. But in terms of on my pages are probably what you're going to find on Sibizi Magazine because I share everything. I live the brand. And yeah, then e-magazine is on www.sibizimagazine.co.za. And then Sibizi Media, the company is www.sibizim.co.za. On social media, we're Sibizi Media.
What other services do you offer at Sibizi Media?
Oh, we do a lot.
Tell them
It's on the website, guys. Like
so
we
that
do,
they
we do
can
a lot.
consult.
So I want to do the digital, the marketing, the experientially.
So if I'm a musician, artist,
We do a lot of PR. We used to do artist management, but not anymore because it's cuts. But we do PR. We do brand management. Like not a lot anymore. What else? Yeah, no, but it's all on the website, guys.
okay.
Yeah, it's on the website.
Okay, you heard it. Go onto our website www.Sibizi Media magazine.
No.
Sibizi Magazine.
Sibizi Magazine, and then the company is Sibizi M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our returning subscribers and new ones. Please do the right thing. Subscribe.
Yes,
If
subscribe,
not,
subscribe.
like, then leave.
Subscribe, comment, and do everything.
So, I'll catch you next time. It's been good.
Thank
Peace.
you.